Hello and welcome back to my channel and welcome to this week's Freeze Friday. So last week when I was here on Freeze Friday, I sort of went over a little bit, did a bit of a recap of what was going on in February. And I really just touched upon March a little bit as last Friday, of course, was still February. So I did not have the Rediscover Your Stash product focus. Karen had not posted yet her product focus and mood board for March. So I really just touched upon stencils a little bit and a few items that Christy and I had talked about focusing on for March. And I promised you that this week I would be coming back with the sort of freeze focus for March. So don't forget, I will link down below. I'm sure Christy will get a freeze Friday up, I think, today. Kathy usually tries to get one up. Kristen gets one up as well. Sometimes we get them up on Saturday as opposed to Friday, so it's sort of like more of a Stash Dive Saturday to a Freeze Friday, but we do try and check in with you at least once a week. So if I do a little bit of a recap, right now, Christy's ABC challenge for last week and this week is ephemera. So, and if you recall last week, I was talking about this fun ephemera package from the Doodlebug design that I really wanted to try and do something with, do a project with over the month of March. So I'm going to keep that going. I mean, it is St. Patrick's Day on the 17th, so let's see what we can get done with that. So I had already shown you this last week, and we had talked about making one of our product focuses stickers as well. So I went through a variety of stickers with you. Of course, the sticker sheet that goes with this ephemera pack, and then quite a few other stickers, some labels, some sticker books. And if you saw my How to Kill a Kit with Style March share, you'll see that I added 3 sticker sheets from those very, very old ones that I had shown you last week. So I'm quite thrilled about that. And I have some other stickers here that will keep going on in March. So those are the kinds of things we had already spoken about. Then let's have a look. So Karen put out this different kind. It's a fun mood board. And really what she was talking about in the Freeze Gang group was for us to use a color scheme that corresponded maybe with our birthday month, which in my case is October. And therefore here in the pinks, the light pinks, the darker pinks, and the pinks. So that could be a color focus. Now, I think we could go a little bit further and we could use that as maybe a circular shape, some stitching in circles on our layout. So I think there's a few other ways that I might try and play with this mood board. And Karen's product focus is pearls and gems. But she mentioned in the group that we could also use tiles as well as pearls and gems, because I'm doing quite well with my enamel dots and my pearls. Those I'm doing quite well. But this lovely bowl of tiles, and I've shown you this before, is full. And this is some very, very, very old product. This is early 2000s for sure. So I'm going to go that route with the pearls and gems. I'm going to go the tile route and try and play in this bowl throughout the month of March. Then if we look at my stencil focuses for the month of March. Oh, wait a minute now. I have an important product that I forgot. There we go. Let me bring this over for afterwards. There we go. All right. So, I'm enjoying using these stencils and I'm having a lot of fun pulling in specific tools and shapes and that kind of thing. February was really so much fun. So I've pulled 3 stencils this month and some different shape ones. So let's see, let me maybe turn this over. So I have this fun Kaiser Craft little butterfly one, and I got this idea from Karen, who is using a butterfly stencil in March, and all different size butterflies, and this is fun. And this I got in one of my very first Secret Not Secret Kit Club kits back in the fall of 2017 in my TN kit project, and I had sort of forgotten about it in the last little while. Then, because I thought shapes and different shapes were so much fun, I got this, let me see, can you see that properly? This bow stencil, and this I got in, I think, the one and only, there was a Freckled Fawn mixed media kit that Tracy, Mercy Tiara, had helped design a couple of years ago, and I think there was only ever the one, and this stencil was part of that kit, these bows, so I thought that would be fun to use. And then I have pulled this hexagon stencil, and it's got all sorts of different sizes, so you could use parts of it, the entire stencil, this way, all sorts of different ways. And the reason I chose this stencil is I've decided in March to use hexagons. I really enjoyed working with hearts and stars throughout the month of February and pulling in the stencils, dies, stamps, punches. So I decided I would keep that up and try and use at least one shape a month. So in March, I'm going to play along with some hexagons. So I've got that stencil pulled as well. And if I keep going on the hexagons for a moment, then I have pulled in a hexagon punch, a hexagon embossing folder. So here you go. That's something new that I have been neglecting, and not using my embossing folders at all. And there's all sorts of fun stuff. And last week, Vicki Booten in her Friday Live was using embossing folders in some fun ways with mixed media. So pulled in the hexagon embossing folder, punch, a hexagon stamp set here, which is going to be fun that I can use, and a die, which is sort of like a background die that I could use sort of as a simile cut file or as a card panel. So this is fun, and it sort of goes in the same direction a little bit as the stencil. So I pulled that. So there's some hexagon fun for March. And then just for the fun of it, as I was going through my dies, I fell upon this die, this film strip die from Your Next Die. Your Next Stamp is the company. And I thought, oh, I really enjoyed the cut file that I had received from Christina. I mean, this is just great, and I think I've only ever used this die once. So I just pulled it out because I think I would like to try and use it a little bit more. So I'm going to focus on that. And then in March, the Rediscover Your Stash product focus is specialty paper. And specialty paper is definitely a challenge for me. So that is going to be my March challenge for sure. Now, I have more specialty paper than is here, mainly vellum, but I just pulled a few to just give you an idea. I have this, which is just an ivory paper here with some little gold glitter dots, a piece of vellum here with some gold hearts, this lovely, and I am calling, although some of these are on cardstock, I'm calling them specialty papers anyway. To me, it's not just acetate or vellum, but this gold foiling is a specialty paper, and I got this in a lovely Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit, and it's fun. I've used part of it. Get that lovely pineapple paper. used up this Jen Hatfield homemade, which is just hello, hello, hello in black on a white, or I get, no, this is more cream based, I guess, with a little bit of gold. So I don't know whether I would use this as a background or use it maybe in strips. So we'll have to see where I go with that. Now, this is a beautiful Alexandra Renke paper, and I am choosing to call this specialty paper because it is a statement pattern paper, a focus. There's not much to do with this to do a beautiful page, and I've been just hoarding it, and because I mean, let's face it, we could just frame this and put it on a wall, couldn't we? But I think a photo sort of here with maybe just a title and a few little sequins from Spiegelbaum Scraps, some lovely little sequins throughout this little wreath, and there you have it. That would be a page. Tell me what you think about that. And then I have this fun acetate sheet, which is from Bella Boulevard, just clear acetate with some yellow polka dots. And I did have this with some turquoise polka dots as well, which I have managed to use up. This is definitely going to be one of my challenges for this month. I have trouble with specialty paper, in particular acetate specialty paper. So there we go with this one. And now here, this is called Pearlescent Swirl in Copper from Whirlwind. I don't even know who that is. This is 2002, people. So there you go. Let's see if we can get some. It's a very thin paper. Can you see the sort of pearlescent there and the little bit of, I hope I'm doing that right and that you can see it. So let's see if we can use that. The beautiful indigo and ivy vellum that I need to get up. And this, I think I might try and do something. I saw Shannon from She's Crafty, and who's also one of our Freeze Gang pals, on one of her recent layouts where she basically used a gorgeous vellum pretty much as her background on a piece of cardstock and then sort of embellished around it. And Sarah from Sarah Scraps also used a beautiful piece of vellum recently where she used the entire sheet, but she cut it in a few places so that she could place it differently, reassemble it differently, and that was fun. So I'm going to try something, I think, with that. And then, as many of you know, it is Calvin Ball month. So I'm going to see what I can do with Calvin Ball. Now, I am certainly not, I'm not very competitive to begin with. And it's not something that I'm going to try and rack up the points and get in there. But I think it is an awesome and fun challenge. It's a Facebook group. And I will link the Facebook group down below if you haven't. And basically the premise is you rack up some points for every layout. There are some shapes or products or supplies to use. And there is a list that gets added to every single day. There is a list of pretty much permanent products that you can use throughout the month. And then there is also a list of more temporary ones that might get deleted at some point during the month. There is points for sharing on YouTube, on Instagram, for using the hashtag, for just posting to the gallery. There's all sorts of ways. And I mean, some people take this very, very seriously and really do some awesome, awesome jobs on it. Kathy, who is a member of our Freeze Gang, she won it twice. And last year, I think she came in second. And if you saw her How to Kill a Kit with Style March share, you'll see how she was getting ready for Calvin Ball and how she is going to really get into it this month. And she's such an inspiration. If I remember, I'll try and link her video below because it's so much fun. And I mean, I'm talking like 5,000 points kind of thing that Kathy goes after and gets, and some of the other ladies. Now, I tend to maybe get 200 or 300, but that's fine for me. I just enjoy playing along with a lot of my friends, and I know Christy is playing along this month, and Sarah from Sarah Scraps, and Christina, and Kathy, of course, and many, many, many other of our scrappy friends are just playing along. Some of us for the fun of us, some of us a little bit more competitively. So I'm going to see how I can integrate Calvin Ball into it. So there you go. That's this week's Freeze Friday. Again, pop on down and see the videos from my friends today. And I will see you again next Friday. So tell me, are there any of these items or products or ideas that you want to take along for the month of March? Tell me down below. Do you have some favorite tools that you haven't been using that you should get out? Do you try and focus on a shape for a little while and use all sorts of different products in that one shape? So tell me, are you taking any of this away and choosing something to follow along with us in March? Let me know down below. Talk to you next week. Thanks as always for being here and for all of your support. Bye.